Hi, my name is Daued and thank you for welcoming me into your homes today. It's always a great joy for me to be able to come to your homes through this way of online teaching. I hope you're having a good time already, and if you are not, then I promise you will have now, because today together we're going to study something very important, something very amazing, something very useful and something very interesting. I'm telling you, it's going to be so much fun and learning both at the same time. So please pay attention and listen carefully, because that is the key, that is the secret to make everything super easy. So are you ready? I didn't hear that. Are you ready? Set. Let's begin. So when you hear the term trap, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? The adults among you may think of a credit card or maybe debt. But the story is called Rattrap, and as the title suggests, the word rat trap means a trap for rats. It's actually a story of a man who went around selling rat traps made of wire. What made him do so? Poverty and homelessness. He got the material to make those rat traps by begging in big stores and at big farms. And in his free time, he used to think ill. He used to think ill about the world, which is very likely to happen with a man like him. You see, hunger, poverty, and unemployment make people do such bad things which they would not normally do. He had no job to do, no work to do, no place to live. So in his free time, he used to think ill about the world. And he one day thought that this whole world is nothing but a big rat trap. And it made him feel so good thinking about the world like this. He thought that this whole world is nothing but a big rat trap. He was never offered food or sheltered by anyone ever. Nobody ever asked him for food and shelter. One dark evening, he saw a cottage. And this time, something else happened. He knocked on the door, knock, 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 knock. And instead of regular, sour, angry, bitter, and rude faces, this time he saw a smiling face. This time he found shelter. This time he was not refused. This time he was given shelter. An old man opened the door of the house. This old man was a lonely person. This old man was alone. A man with no wife or children. So this old man needed someone to talk to, and he gave the rat trap peddler amazing kindness. He treated him with kindness and hospitality. He spent time with him. He made him stay. He gave him shelter. He gave him food. He made him his honored guest for the evening. So they spent good time together. They had a meal together. They had dinner together. And the hospitality and the kindness shown by the old man was amazing. Next morning, both of them, both the host and the guest, they went separate ways. Obviously, when the host of the house is leaving, it will be impolite, it will be rude, it will be against courtesy for the guest to stay. So this old man was leaving for work now, and the rat trap peddler, the guest, he was also on the door, he was also on the gate, and they were both about to leave, and the old man left. He started to walk, moving and going. He went away for the work. This peddler, rat trap peddler, he also needed to go. I don't know where would he go, but he needed to go. But he did not go. He stayed there because previous night, the previous evening, he had seen the old man keeping a pouch of money near the window. And he stayed there. He stayed there, and what did he do next? He stole that pouch of money from the window, which was kept near the window. He stole that pouch of money. And then he started to walk. And he was feeling good about himself. Rather, he should have felt embarrassed. He should have felt ashamed. But he was feeling happy. He was feeling wow. He was feeling that he's so smart. And he was feeling so good about himself. Wow, I'm so smart. And instead of the usual regular route, he took a different route this time because he was afraid of being caught. So he was going the other way. He was going on a path on which he hadn't walked before. So he walked and kept walking. He kept walking, and soon he found himself lost in the forest. He was now lost in the forest. And suddenly the thought came to his mind, my God, where should I go? I always used to think that this whole world is nothing but a big rat trap. I think today my turn has come. And after a lot of efforts, he was, on the floor, on the ground. He was on the ground. He was lying on the ground, thinking that his time had come, thinking that he was about to die. But then suddenly he heard a sound. And the sound was coming from an iron mill. He started to walk in the direction of that sound. He was now walking with the hope of surviving, with the hope of survival, with the hope that he would not survive. He went there and he saw two workers. There were two workers, they were working there, and it was night time, extremely cold, December winter. Can you imagine? You need to imagine that. The best way to understand the point of view, the perspective, the nazariya of the writer or the poet is to imagine that you are the writer yourself, you are the writer yourself, you are the part of a story, you are there with the writer, you are in there. So that way, imagine that it's December, night time, extremely cold, and this person is looking for shelter. He went there. And this person, let me describe the appearance of this person. He has, he wears untidy clothes. His clothes are not clean. And he hasn't taken shower. He hasn't bathed in a long time. He hasn't shaven in a long time. He has big beard, which is quite unclean. Mustache is quite big and unclean. And long hair. Of course, not like mine. I have beautiful hair. Anyway, so long hair and beard and mustache and untidy clothes, clothes which look dirty, and he was asking for shelter. He said, may I stay here for some time? And those two workers looked at him and they just nodded. They didn't prefer to talk to this person. So he was now there relaxing. He thought, oh, thank God, I will not die now, because it was extremely cold out there in the forest. And by the time morning arrived, he would be dead. So he was there, he found shelter. But then what happened? I don't know, what should I say? Should I say fortunately or unfortunately? Because if I will use any of the word, you would be able to guess the climax of the story, you would be able to guess the end of the story, and I don't want you to do that. Please be with me, don't go anywhere. So then the owner of the iron mill arrived. The person, the owner of the iron mill himself, he came there by chance, and he saw him. He looked at the man and he misunderstood. He mistook him as his old acquaintance, as his old friend. Hey, what happened to you? Oh, come to my house. Let me be your host. You be my guest. Come on. Please come with me. Please come to my house. And now the rat trap peddler is thinking, what's going on? Why? Maybe he's thinking that I'm his old friend, but I'm not. So he was afraid of being caught. What if they found out the truth? So he said he refused. He refused the offer of giving him the company. He refused to go with him. He said, no, thank you, I can't come. But that person requested and he still refused. Then the person, the owner of the iron mill, he left. And then he sent his daughter. His daughter then came and requested the person very much. He insisted, the daughter of the iron mill master, she came this time and she requested him very much. She insisted, please come with us, please come to our house, please be our guest. It would be an honor for us. We would love to have you. And she requested so much, and this time he could not refuse. He agreed and he said, okay, fine. And then he went to their house. He was given good food. He was given good dinner. He was served nice dinner. He was given good bed to sleep. He hadn't slept like this in a long time. He hadn't had good food, good quality food like this in a long time. So he was all relaxed. Now the daughter and the father, they're having a conversation. They're actually mistaking him. They were thinking that this person was their old acquaintance, while actually he was not. So they're saying, Papa, he looks a little different now. And the Papa, her father, said, oh yeah, he look a little different. He looks a little different, certainly. But it must be because of the beard he has grown, and maybe he is going through difficult days in his life. He's going through bad days in his life. Maybe life has not been treating him nicely. So that is why. But tomorrow morning, beta, tomorrow morning, my dear daughter, when he will wear nice clean clothes, when he will get all shaved and shower, he will take shower nicely, I'm sure he will look just the same as he did before. So that's the kind of conversation that they were having with each other. And then the morning arrived. Then the morning came. Next morning, they appointed a helper to help the person, to help the rat-trap peddler shower and clean. And now he was given nice, clean clothes. He is all, is looking prim, proper, nice, clean, good clothes, good appearance. But now they were able to recognize him. The father said, who are you, you fraud? I don't know you. I thought you were my friend. I misunderstood. Get out of the house right now before I call the police. And the rat-trap peddler, poor rat-trap peddler, he said, I tried to tell you last night, but I don't want to hear anything. Get out of my house at once. And the rat-trap peddler was asked to leave the house immediately. But then what happened? The daughter spoke in between. She requested the father. She said, so what, father, if we do not know him? We can still allow him to be our guest. He can still continue to be our guest. We can still be kind to him. We can still be a good host for him. We can still treat him with kindness and hospitality. So please, Father, please let him stay for Christmas Eve. Please, I request you. And the father did not refuse the request of his daughter. He said, fine, okay, you can stay. And then the next day, the father and the daughter, they went to the church. And in the church, they heard the announcement. And the announcement was, it was about the theft which took place. Where? With whom? That this person, he stole the money from the old man now. The announcement was about that. That a man, a rat-trap peddler, he's roaming around here and there, and the rat traps are hanging here around his neck, and he had stolen money from the old man. Now immediately the father and the daughter, they were upset, they were worried. Suddenly they looked at each other, and the daughter and the father said, I told you not to let that man stay in our house. And the daughter was feeling extremely sorry. The daughter said, I'm sorry, Papa, I did not know. And now they immediately rushed back home to see. And on the way they were worried, they were talking, they were discussing. By now he must have stolen all the expensive items, all the spoons and vessels and the money and everything that we have in the house. And they were regretting so much. They reached home. And what did they find? They found that the man was gone. The rat-trap peddler was gone. But he left behind a gift, a present. Inside the present, there was a rat trap. And inside the rat trap, a letter. A letter for the daughter, a letter for the girl, Edla. In the letter, he wrote how thankful and grateful he was. It was a gesture of thankfulness. He wanted to say thank you. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your goodness. Thank you for the way you treated me. You did not know me, but you still saved me. You did not know me, your father was throwing me out, but you still saved me. You were still ready to be my host. I am touched by your kindness and hospitality and your goodness. You have been so very nice and kind with me. I'm so extremely grateful and thankful to you. And he also left the same pouch of money which he had stolen from the old man. And he wrote, please return this money to the old man from whom I had stolen this money. And please convey my apologies. Please say sorry. Please tell him that And he also wrote that how sorry he was for stealing the money. He was sorry for stealing the money, and he was thankful. Because it was after a long time. All day, what he did, all day he was just eating and sleeping. He would again get up, and then he would eat and then go to sleep. All day he slept and ate, slept and ate, and slept and ate. It was in a long time, after a very long time, that he was given comfort, food, shelter, like that. He was treated like he was a part of their family. He felt like home there. And nobody made him feel like that in a very, very long period of time. So he was extremely grateful and thankful. He wrote a letter in which he mentioned how thankful he was. And he also became a better person now. He did not steal anything. He just walked away, he just left with the present, and in the present was a rat trap, and inside a rat trap, a letter and the pouch of money which he had stolen earlier from the old man's house. So what have we learned from this amazing story? We have learned that our goodness can awaken goodness in other people. हम हमारी अच्छाई से दूसरों के अंदर अच्छाई जगा सकते हैं. What did the daughter do? Her goodness touched this man and helped this man become a better person. It helped this person, it helped the man to realize that he was wrong, he was doing bad things. He needed to be better, and he became better. He became a better person. Alright, so this is it for today. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you very soon again. I really, really enjoyed spending this time with you. Peace be with you. God bless you.